Are you moving to Oklahoma City but don't consider yourself a city person? Or maybe you've been living in the city and it's stressing you out and you're ready for more peace and quiet and maybe a bigger plot of land to call yours? Choctaw could be your next right place. Choctaw's tagline is a great place to live. I'm going to take you on a map tour through the city and show you what's there, or most important, what's not there. I'm going to show you how far you are from everything and also drive you into some neighborhoods to get a feel for your housing options. By the end of it, you'll be able to decide for yourself if Choctaw really is a great place to live and if you could see yourself moving here. Hi everyone. If we haven't met before, I'm Laura Kennedy and I'm a realtor here in the Oklahoma City area. If you've been to my channel before, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you have any questions on suburbs or neighborhoods or anything related to moving and living here, please feel free to text or call or email me anytime. You'll find my contact info in the description box. I'm a military spouse of nearly 20 years and I have a lot of experience moving in and out of Oklahoma from other states and countries and helping others do the same. I know how stressful moving can be and I love answering questions and making moves as easy and seamless as possible. All right, come into the map with me.
Hi everybody. Okay, here you can see Oklahoma City and over to the east is Choctaw. I'm going to scroll in, okay, and we will look at the boundaries. Choctaw runs from Anderson Road over to Triple X on the east. If anybody knows why Triple X Road is named Triple X Road, let me know in the comments. I have looked up the history and it is unclear. I don't think it's a salacious name I don't think it has a salacious history. Maybe it has something to do with, I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so Anderson to Triple X and south boundaries are 29th Street down here. I hope you can see my arrow running back and forth to 63rd up here. It doesn't run all the way across 63rd. It's this little chunk right here, and then it runs wider around 36th Street. So this area right in here is Choctaw. Okay, what's there? What's not there? What's there? Not a lot. No, what is there are houses and space and land. Choctaw is mainly residential. As you can see, there are no highways that run through it. There is 62 right here, but it's not a big highway. It's not really going to get you anywhere real fast. And if you live down here, you're not going to drive all the way north and over to come into Oklahoma City over here. You're probably going to drive south here and hit the 40 and go this way. And to the east is Kickapoo Turnpike. That is a toll road. It runs north and south. I think it was built in 2020. I don't think it's quite done yet. They're still building it south. So this road is great if you head to Tulsa a lot or maybe down to Dallas. It'll take you here, but you're still going to have to go west over the 40 and down 35. So I'm not sure how helpful being near this turnpike will be. Let's just say there are no highways in Choctaw. That's just that. All right. What isn't there? There is not a hospital in Choctaw. I think the closest one is in Midwest City. It's a good 20-minute drive. There are urgent cares, so you will have that, but there's not a hospital close by. If you need access to that often. There is not a movie theater. The closest movie theater is about 23 or 25 minutes away in Midwest City over here. I hope you can see that over here. Yeah, so all the entertainment is going to be elsewhere, all in this area over here. Let me scroll in right here. The main shopping is in this area right here off of 62, which is also 23rd Street. There's Walmart, as you can see. I know there's a Starbucks. There's some other restaurants, but just a handful of things. So if you, okay, for instance, let me look up Target for you. Target. Let's say you want Target. I like both, Walmart, Target. They're both fine. But sometimes I want one, sometimes I want the other. The closest Target is here in Midwest City, which again is 20 minutes away. That might not be a big deal to you, or you might want something closer. If you're in Edmond, you can see you have a couple more options. If you're in Oklahoma City, you also have a couple options. Yukon and Mustang have options. Moore, Norman, it's all there. All of this area is going to be land. It's just not there. But if you're fine with Walmart, then that's fine. If you work in the city, Choctaw might not be your first choice. If you work down in Moore or Norman, if I was giving you a tour or helping you find a house, I would say, yeah, probably find something closer. It's going to be quite the drive. Same thing if you work over here at all or over here at all. Being out this way is quite far. And if it's land that you're looking for, you can still find that elsewhere over around here. I hope you can see my arrow. So if you are being relocated to Tinker Air Force Base, there are people who live out here. It's not an uncommon place to live. Choctaw and Nakoma Park area. But just note that if you live over here and you are going to Tinker's main gate, which is off of Air Depot, it's still going to be 23-minute drive. I live up in Edmond. My husband works on base. It takes him 30 minutes to get from our front door to the front gate. So it isn't that much longer if you live elsewhere, just because you have all these highways to hop on and they're really quick. If you live over here, all of these are 1 mile blocks and they all have stop signs. So you're going to stop, you're going to go and stop, you're going to go and stop, go and stop, go and stop, and so forth. And that just takes time. It's not an unpleasant drive. In fact, it's quite pleasant. I like it. It's green. It's peaceful. So if that doesn't bother you, then you really might like living here. The school district is Choctaw and Nakoma Park. It is a smaller district. I think there's one high school and just a couple middle schools, a handful of elementary schools, I think a couple private schools as well. So depending if you have kids or not, or that matters to you or not, I believe on greatschools.org, they are rated pretty well. You'll have to check that out for yourself. But it is a smaller school district, so then you might really like living here. Okay, let's go into some of the neighborhoods. All right, let me scroll you in. Okay, let me get my bearings. There we are. Okay, so Anderson Road and 15th. I'm going to take you into a neighborhood that's over here. It's called, let me get my notes. It's called Oakwood East Edition. And I will put some driving footage up as well, so you can look at that. These are homes that are around 1,800 square foot homes. They range in price from $180,000 to $190,000 or $200,000. There's a cute little lake here, and it is a popular neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood is in Midwest City, but it is in the Choctaw-Nakoma Park School District. So, depending on what your address is, you could be in that district and not Midwest City. So, just something to keep in mind. Okay, if we go, let me scroll in for us. Okay, 15th and Anderson, if you can see here, JC Circle, there is a housing addition here called JC Place Estates. These are about 1 acre lots. The homes are around 3,000 square feet. And the prices range, well, I guess they're around $450,000. So if you still want some space, but you would like to be in a neighborhood, whether that is because you don't want to be alone, or you just like, you like having people near you, or you have children, and you want a more of a neighborhood feel, but you still want some more space, then you might want to look for a neighborhood like this. Okay, let me take you to another neighborhood. We are going to find, so we were over here on 15th and Anderson. We are going to travel north. Keep traveling north to 10th Street. We are going to go east on 10th Street, okay, past Choctaw High School, down to Indian Meridian. Let me scroll in. Okay, so we're on 10th and Indian Meridian. There's a neighborhood here called Silver Chase Housing Edition. These are a little bit smaller lots. They're about half an acre. The homes are a little bit smaller as well. And these range in price from $375,000 to $420,000. So if you still wanted a neighborhood, but you kind of want something in between the first and second neighborhoods I showed you, then something like this could be a great fit for you. If you don't want to deal with any HOA fees or any neighbors or neighborhoods, then Choctaw is going to be full of just acreage homes or country homes. They are up and down all of these streets right here, north and south, east and west. They're just going to be all different types of homes. You can find anything from a small home or a rundown home on a lot of land for $200,000 or $250,000 to a larger home or a newer home that is going to range around $400,000 to $550,000. So, depending on what you want, Choctaw has it for you. If you do want to live on some acreage and you want the city to just stay out of your business, then being off on one of these roads might be a really great fit. Do know that your neighbor, however, because they aren't in an HOA, they don't follow the same rules that you might, or the same standards that you might for your house. So some of this footage I took has, I went out on an unfortunate trash day, and it was bulk trash day. So there are some mattresses and sofas that are along the road. Those aren't normally there. I just want you to know it doesn't look that run down. It makes it look a little bit junkier than it is. But your neighbor might still have a washing machine in their front yard, on their front porch. They might have junk cars lined up. They might have weeds that are 3 feet tall. And you might love to take care of your house and keep a nice short yard and, have an immaculate driveway. Well, you can do that. Your neighbor might not. So that might bother you or not, but if you want space, then it is here, and that is an option for you. If you have kids who are in sports, if that's important to you, for instance, I've said this before in my other videos, but I have 2 middle school boys, and one plays competitive soccer and one is a competitive gymnast. Before I moved back here, because my kids were much smaller the time I was here before, my kids were much younger, and sports weren't as important to us then. I really made a conscious effort to find their sports first, those locations, before I located a house, an area that I wanted to live. I did not want to be driving 45 minutes for their practices multiple times a week, which is what I would have had to do because my kids' sports, let me take you over here on the map. My kids' sports are all the way over here and up here. Well, yeah, up in here for what they do. There just wasn't that option for them anywhere in this area here. So this was out for me, but I have lived over here before. And I really did like it. I love the peace and quiet. I love that the city just kind of stays out of your business. So if those are things that you are looking for, then this might be a great place for you. Now, if you have kids who play sports like basketball or softball or baseball, this might be a great fit for you. I have friends who live in Choctaw and they have all of those things for their kids, track and field, all at the competitive level or playing for their high schools. So they are quite happy being here. They have everything they need. As you can see, Bowles Sports Recreation, I'll put it right here. This is a sports complex. There's baseball fields and it's really nice and well taken care of. And that is all here. So my recommendation is really check out what kind of activities you or your family are involved in or want to be involved in. If you do equestrian activities or horse riding activities, there isn't a whole lot of that here either, surprisingly. You think with all this land that there would be, but most of it is over here in Oklahoma City or up north toward Edmond and Guthrie up here. This is where a lot of that activity is. You will also find some horse riding stuff down here and more. So just double check where you're going to work and what kind of activities you guys want to be involved in and how close that is. If none of that matters to you and you're like, I just want land, I just want peace and quiet and a slower life, then Choctaw or Nakoma Park, these might be a really, really nice fit for you.
What do you think? Is Choctaw a great place to live? Is it a great place to live for you? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want more info on this area than what you got here, please reach out anytime and I'd be happy to answer your specific questions or tailor a search just for you. Happy moving. See you next time.